Pro League. Who was it? None other than Complexity. 2 months ago, this exact same roster bested them. So let's see who picks it up tonight.
Yeah, it seems that play close. I think it's just the idea of Complexity is play close versus good teams, lose in a grueling overtime third map, and look back on a game that could have been. That's basically the story of Complexity. So.
Yeah, I don't want to be, I'm trying to compartmentalize my NA bias. I just feel like Complexity is the team that goes through the most heartbreaking outcomes all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's one thing if it happens, you know, here and there, but when it happens so often, it's like, what they do to deserve it.
Yeah, well, it's like every time. And like Liquid had their period where they, you know, that double comeback at Columbus back in the day. That was one of the most heartbreaking things that happened to NA. Cloud9 had their struggles and everything. Complexity just haven't had their major win, their Grand Slam, their big run, their few tournaments in a row. They had a chance at the beginning of CS2. And Halzerk will try to create another one. Nice one in the refrag department from Floppy. So now there's only 2 players left alive here for Navi.
Good flank from Elige here. Wastes no time whatsoever. So there we have it.
All right.
Popped on both ends.
Tate, how good you are. Like, you can say someone is good, but if they never realize it, it doesn't matter. So playing close is like something Navi look at and they go, yeah. But they always play close to a lot of good teams, including Navi. And I think the one advantage is they directly beat Navi. That could definitely matter more.
A little head-to-head goes a long way.
Yeah.
Also, you're getting a chance today to kind of kick Navi while they're down, which is never a good thing to do as a human being, but it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Do what you got to do.
Win at any cost.
We saw a joke to Steve earlier. He was just so relieved. He was saying that last night they got back to the hotel and Liquid just looked back over their schedule of the months to come now that they don't have to play Showdown. And what, like, just kind of a weight off their shoulders that is. For sure, Complexity put themselves in that same boat because they're all too often attending it. And, well, this is a great chance, again, to kind of keep Navi's face in the mud. Very slow second round from Navi, but as they start to get closer to sight with no flashes, who's going to crack this one open? Oof, it's Alexi with the deagle. Grim's SMG gets it done. As Elige is here to just clean up shop. That's the 2-0 for Complexity. When we talk about Cole, we always talk about heartbreaks. We always talk about missed opportunity.
And Complexity, they could be battle-scarred, but also battle-hardened, and it's usually like that, you know, that 1v4 or that 2v4 that they lose. It's such a critical moment. That's what hurts the most. And the idea is you want to learn from it. You just don't want to lose confidence from it.
That was really the embodiment of late-stage Nuke versus Spirit.
But yesterday and the other match versus Liquid, Navi had many of those rounds themselves. Lots of 2v4s, 1v3s.
Team Liquid were making a career out of winning in rounds where they had disadvantage. It gets pelted by the nade. Floppy to take up the mantle of holding A. Molotov's gonna fluster him. He has to give up his original position. He's got Halzerk working along the wall with him. Bit, there it is, double entry. And one of the things about Bit against Liquid is he was so muted on the T side, unable to get into this A site. So a good sign of things to come, perhaps. But we do get this boat rocking back towards B, where Emes also coming through with the clean one. So mechanically, it looks like Navi are going to crank that dial early on here versus Cole.
Those are the 2 right players to get those kills. Nice one on the double entry from Bit and Ima. I was thinking, oh, they're not ready to actually exec over on the A site because they, you know, they were thinking they were in a default, they're going to get 1 kill, maybe put some pressure on a rotation. And then Ima goes ahead and does that. They can take either side. So Elige with the only kill of the round, last alive, sitting back. Navi quickly on the board. Last map we saw, the last match we saw, Ninjas go down after, I mean, we casted their phase game, and they looked like, they looked amazing versus phase, but their form quickly changed. Not really expecting that sort of thing to happen in Complexity.
Hit him with the Ricky.
It's a stellar start here. I mean, 9-1 on a Liege, 4-1 to start off for Complexity. Navi having the hardest economic path possible. They had one round, and it was a strong round with the Bit 2K, the IMA 2K.
Easy test for Halzerk here. He's supported 2 players in camera. It's just going to clean it up. USP even.
And there was some investment here as a half buy, but
yeah, just really didn't get much going. Didn't feel like it. Halzerk not too pressured. And Alicia's timings have been great. Just slipping in. Oh, what? Hey. Bit following him around, and unfortunately for Bit, when he peeks, there's 2 more CTs. So Complexity all helping one another out quite nice. Almost kind of feels like pent-up aggression. Taking his beating here from Complexity, he cranks that dial, and props to him. He opens the door for Navi's second. Can't let Complexity get too far ahead.
That's true. That's a pretty rough spray from Grim inside mid.
Nothing in middle, so they've sensed this opening well. Will Navi try to exploit it? Because it feels like Complexity want to keep these CT moves up and coming, and sure enough, it's the double peek out B.
Wonderful reveals himself with that shot. The flash helps him take the line back.
Still no mid play.
I mean, this is, they still have a big gap. They can watch camera, right? Which is what Alicia's doing, but he's got to be careful of ops. Oh, and they're coming.
Alexi tries to chase it down. Good headshot. Anytime you can get Liege down with nothing, it's a good round for you. And JL goes real deep, catching Grim's rotate. Now all these little lurk moments coming out well. Floppy returns the favor with 1 kill, but that's going to be it.
I mean, they just didn't have information. So after the MAC-10 round comes out for Navi, they win another. There's this mid walk. They flash clear B main. They have no idea what's happening in middle. They can't even hear anything. And Elise throws out his utility in time, but not with extra time to get into a comfortable spot, to organize like some way to perfectly defend. And he has to go for a late peek and gets 1 bulleted. But nice for Navi to find the gap.
Save on the line, and
so maybe after all, Navi can make this a tied game at the half. And yeah, I don't know. They were talking about wonderful stats on the desk, but like, he's been good. I would have never guessed he was the best player on the roster in recent months. But I think that's what they said.
Earlier this week, he was definitely kind of overshadowed by that JL EMED Masterclass versus Big. Ooh. Alexi. Slippery at the moment.
Oh, man. Man, they're confident about this information, so they don't have any idea Alexi could have slipped the net.
Ooh. Easy tap. Poor Halzerk, confident that he had the angle held, but already was compromised. Wonderful will not miss the chance to topple JT, and poor Complexity gonna have to attempt a 2 versus 5 in the most desperate of situations. So yeah, honestly, off the press, you get a Liege getting 14 kills in what felt like the first 7 rounds.
Yeah.
He starts to get canceled out. Ever since that hyper-aggressive JL push into the A-bomb site, Navi have not dropped a round.
Yeah. Actually, the one before that was the, like, sort of half-buy. That's where Grim misses a little spray. He was on 3 kills. Hasn't got a kill after that as well. So they made their bet.
Things felt very good for Cole out of the gate. Said maybe they'd keep Navi down in the mud, but they will finish this half on fire. 5.
That's all.
There's that open door we were talking about. Complexity now.
It's a nice find from Halzerk as well.
Yes.
You know, JL likes to peek his head out of camera every once in a while.
Right into the waiting arms of Halzerk. Crushes him with a bear hug. And now it's bare bones.
This is like that that same stack on Inferno.
Oh, back B?
On back B. It's such a good use of these pistols. You see everyone at the same time.
Like lasers.
Like lasers, man. But they're not walking into it.
Nah. Complexity on the other side of the map. Find an open B bomb site. Bomb in tow. That lead starts to disappear. Okay, it still works somehow, some way. Ooh, now Bit's got gun. And trying to chase it back, but his pistol players die all around him, so easy cleanup here for Grim. Good. We talked about wonderful getting
confidence kills.
the key, but I can't.
You just have to treat it with a certain level of meta irony. And
no, it's just too much. It's too much for any 5 players. It gets to a certain point and it's like the universe is out to get them.
Yeah, I always think of him as the protagonist from No Country for Old Men, just dying halfway through the movie. It's like, what? Wait, spoilers?
Done nothing wrong. And yet they get punished. Bit sliding out. Doesn't get his kill. That's an excellent one from Floppy. Took a bullet to the head and still finds the opening. Doing some tough work here for Cole. Of course, Grim doesn't want to be the victim of any sort of B aggression, and we do see the rumblings of Navi wanting to make a move, but you said it, right? Sometimes Wonderful trying to press off these bomb sites to get things back doesn't quite come through clean.
They wanted a passive offer, and he was good at that, but you can't just be known as passive. That's not a good sign.
Halzerk.
Nice punish.
Feeding again, right? He's not missing those shots.
Yeah.
Whether JL walks into him unannounced, whether this flash peek attempt goes south.
And if he stays within this border for too long, Wonderful will just lose space. He'll have to back up. He'll have to go to a rotator spot. They'll have to think about saving. It's 3-on-5, and yeah, time is narrowing. He's looking to go back to meet up with his friends.
Just got off site. 15 seconds and the cross soon to come through. There are going to be a bunch of bodies just throwing themselves at this site like meat bags. First one's a freebie. The 13 health of Floppy.
Oh my god.
Not too much left. Stray wallbang. Impossible. Grim goes safely, planting along the obelisk. They're lucky there was nobody back plat because they never actually cleared that.
Yeah,
and you go for the, you know,
they crossed before the smoke went down, and the guy who's supposed to be covering that peak, yeah, definitely.
They let that go down to a point where, see, and that's one of those moments where it feels like that's when complexity get punished. That's when really some guy swings out, gets a 1-tap on a 5-7, and then Elige pulls the rest of his hair out. But not this time. No, sir. Complexity tie up, 10 rounds a pop. Because Navi just kind of gave Wonderful a ticket to walk away from that site. Keep majority alive and look to respond here. We talk about the big Navi streak that got them to this point.
I mean, in reality,
onto this site, which would have left them just stranded for Alexi to flank. You see how key it is that he ends up wrapping back through heaven. High pressure situation there for Elige. Doesn't want to pounce too soon. Takes that op shot to the stomach. No chance. We talked about how he cooled off from his hot start. 23 frags now after that 1v1.
Feels like overtime on this map is destiny. With the way they're trading back and forth, the rounds getting stronger from both sides. And Navi surely don't win this one, right? We've got Imma on an M4. I think Elige has been doing a great job of his presence in mid. Like, even if he's not here and they don't see him, he's scaring them. He's smoking off camera early in the round. They're constantly respecting him. And they are in a position to go hunt him down. So they just have to respect the space and hope it doesn't come back to haunt them later.
Swing out. Ima's got just the one. Wonderful's Deagle. It's connected. And he's looking for a little bit more. He's got Alexi to push out smoke, but that's him dead. Wonderful. That's 2 Deags. And as these T's try to press in, oh, he almost pulls out the M4. Can the MP9 catch them off?
They think he's this close.
Molly lands, but he's still able to fight, and Elige gets dropped with the bomb. Underhanded flash. Floppy just burns down half his Oh, God. He swings. And Bit's going to catch him in the open. Oh, God.
The molly lands in front of Dark, but not inside. MP versus an MP9. And the round they're not supposed to win, they do, of course.
It's complexity.
It's complexity. For map point here. But then, of course, they're also going to win this. This was overtime is destiny, Connor.
Ah.
The guns don't actually matter. They just kind of distract you from
heartbreak.
The actual odds of the round. Yeah.
So...
You sounded like Mike Tyson at the end, by the way. Hoping no one noticed that. Give me a kiss.
Half a round later, you couldn't let that go? Thanks,
This is an
man.
important moment here. Anything could happen.
Yeah. Ooh, it's a pop out the camera.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Bit's up next. Oh, he gets one, but the long fight's good. Of course. Of course, complexity comes through.
Overtime was destiny.
At least the post plant. At least. Again, this close position's going to get taken up. It's never an easy day in the office with complexity. Got to keep Jason Lake on his toes. Retake gets going. They pop the smoke open, but they could also still end this. Missed shots out of the M4. Alige, it's a good position, but he's also low health. Floppy looking to make up for lost time in that last round. Oh no! Floppy up 100 HP. 2 CTs line up and still Navi jump on top of bomb. It is always heartbreak with complexity.
Thing to do it the hard way.
I mean, they should have won that last round, man. There are people out there willing to put their careers
Yeah, their entire career is on the line.
in that post plant.
Yeah, and those careers are lost, so
They're over now.
we'll never see those people again.
No take backsies.
No. Make sure you subscribe.
Lige is gonna dive down the vent. Mind you, there is maybe a chance because if complexity are all about heartbreak, the only thing more heartbreaking would be to win map 2 only to lose the 3rd.
That would also be a classic.
So we'll see. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm always willing to give someone the benefit of the doubt. And if you could push Spirits a little bit here on Nuke, then maybe you could push Navi too. But right now in the pistol, all is looking good for Navi. They get down into the B site. Sure, JT keeps Bit off of securing lower ramp, but now he's got to wait and wait and wait for the other 2 complexity players to come join him. They're taking their sweet old time. In fact, they're actually not even coming to try and make this retake happen. They're already going for the save.
Okay, yeah. Couple, like, good pistol here, and awesome. Cinema. Were they, like, way too far before the ramp player was even there? They don't have to just, like, run down to...
They could have, but then they would have
earlier?
risked their Kevlar and Berettas.
Oh, they're Kevlar and Berettas.
And
I see. I bet everyone voted on Blast TV before they saw that round.
Navi will be lucky enough to jump in with a full rebuy. They go back into 4 players lobby. Haven't learned their lesson. Mind you, we see in the replay, of course, trying to play close smoke and get into a spam fight. This time, oh, squeaky, same result. Raptors player stays tucked. A hold is fantastic. Floppy very quickly rotating in. Everybody just throwing themselves at this fight and this commitment out of Navi. Emet and wonderful to try and piece together 2v5s.
Damn, just like that, they're awake again. Nice one from Complexity. Emma will scoop the smoke up, or the bomb up, excuse me, and
Scoop that smoke.
Floppy's got this little offie here inside of the ramp. I mean, there's no one behind him, so I'm gonna expect him to win. He's good on these angles. Oh, okay. Doesn't win it. Should be no problem. Now, they don't have a smoke. They could take over control side and try to plant for that, but, like, the rotations are going to come in. The molly, so they can't open the door. They can plant Astralis in this position and hope no one comes down.
Double door swings.
Oh, it's
good
held.
cover. But there's a follow-up peek.
There's still time.
Follow-up peek from both sides.
They're respecting this slightly.
Now the ramp player comes down. Grim tries to cut sound. He'll finish wonderful. Very little health here for the 2v5 to get finished off. So sure, there we go. Complexity. Convert. Navi.
Going back indoors for some action.
Faster, maybe?
Just a feint on the exec. I don't know. Oh my gosh.
It's a good fight. Oh, JT pulls a nade. Doesn't expect JL to be there and ready to capitalize. He swings out. Good flash from Wonderful. And yeah, poor JT. And Liege doesn't get anything while the smokes popped open. JL was behind boxes and the backside player in cover.
They have another smoke from Mini.
Oh, man just sends a few shots through, a little burst into the smoke to pop Liege's noggin. And then Floppy dies right after. So Navi, a little like feigned execute.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
The JT exposure, do you think that's what serves as a commitment?
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally not sure exactly what like spurred them forward besides just acting on the kill, but they were clearly waiting for that duel and waiting for that trade. I just don't know if it was in the game plan to just like run out off the back of it, but the flash on Grim is perfect. So you assume that there are some protocols in place. If this happens, then go, and they follow up perfectly. Like, I think Grim is expecting, since they did do it on such an off timing, that he would get maybe a free fight before having to dodge his flash, but his kills were necessary upstairs. JT only got one.
Terrorists win.
Yeah.
Breaths.
Yeah.
Always easier from this side of the screen, but deep breaths. All the smoke thrown up, but nothing really behind it. They hear the jump off at the top silo. Top main peak could catch him. Halzerk's ready.
Okay. There's his first.
They gave the audio away, so can't be surprised when you get found out on the peak. EMAP, oh man, just blasted Liege. He was all the way in hell.
Well, now he's in heaven. 0 and 6 for Liege.
You don't know that.
It's allows for the crossouts. I'm sure he's in
You
heaven.
don't know that,
Okay?
dude.
No, I mean, if it was up to me. Oh,
Nothing.
okay. Double push. I mean, they'll know now it's 2 here, so speed up downstairs.
Floppy's got to be careful. He's just kind of floating. Yeah, tucks into dark. Now they've at least got an anchor lower, plus JT's here to help him as the door gets swung. Double doors yet to open. Floppy cautious of it. Oof, Ema trying to get around that smoke. Now the Molly's going to force Floppy out. Alexi kills him. Wonderful looking for the ramp contact.
Who's behind them? Yeah.
Bomb can be planted.
They've got Halzerk coming in slowly.
Yes,
This one could be big.
Down secret. Wonderful turns just in time. He saw the foot. A little foot jiggle comes around the corner and Wonderful's on high alert. Now what's left of the complexity retake, it's a double out from the bottom of ramp, and Wonderful already able to slip back into control. Alexi hangs on to his bomb site. His second. Grim trying to slide in, jumps the gun, and Navi take a post plant for 6.
That was a disgusting shot from Wonderful. They not
Can't be too upset about it. It's still a good T side.
for now.
That's fair.
Could still be a 5-7 half.
Good gun round for Cole, but this isn't where they win, dude. It's just these anomalies on the pistols.
Rotating downstairs.
Yeah, Wonderful's already got Liege done for. Liege is getting absolutely owned this map. He is 1 and 8. Nice reaction there for Grim to try and save the day himself. He's got support in heaven. It's not too much of an ask. Oh, but Wonderful finds him. The AWP this map has just been Complexity's bane. I mean, 12 frags for Wonderful so far. That vent pop's ready to come flying up in the middle of it. But Halzerk, how do you get an op out of vent in a 1v3?
Yeah, and he rotated down when they were coming up to the upper site. They had some extra players coming in. Grim stays alive for a long time. He gets his 2 kills. But now they're just wondering where he went because he took a shot inside a Squeaky earlier.
Bomb planted and nothing he can do. Just hoping somebody makes a mistake and he can pull on that. The duality of man is Alicia's experience between these two maps.
Yeah.
From CSGO numbers in a loss on Anubis to sitting at 1-8, while Halzerk picks up freebies inside the vent. 8 rounds on this T side, and if it's not 5-7s, then it's not complexities.
And that's really nothing to be proud of if you don't pair them with some rifle rounds. But they can't make any momentum. Oh, and Halzerk goes down with 1 round left in the half. Seek by that, bro.
Sick. It's always good vibes with Navi when they're winning.
All right, that's all about Bit, man. That was a crazy round.
Yeah, beautiful. Tremendous. Maybe more to come. We got the whole Navi squad offering up impact now. Wonderful has just been bullying Elige. Somebody call the police. This feels borderline illegal. Five v 2 in the blink of an eye, and Navi looking to finish off this quick run of complexity on Nuke. Unfortunately for them, Grim and Halzerk have to tuck tail. You just got no opening here, but you got a minute to save, so. Any words of encouragement you'd like to offer Complexity?
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I do feel bad because I'm just thinking negative thoughts. The demons are coming up. And I'm like, if I don't say anything, that's less negative.
That's true.
But I am casting, so I've got to say something. But it's like, I mean, you tell me what I haven't said that doesn't apply to this match. That's sort of like how I feel with this lineup. I mean, like, you know, FaZe maybe missed their window of like closing out tournaments while they had so much energy at the beginning of the year and got all the second places. They still got their win and they had an overall really good season. Complexity like narrowly touched it by making the final.
Sometimes very outwardly with his expressions and his frustrations, and this week is the first time I've seen him just muttering sentences of full Norwegian underneath his breath.
He's just like whispering incantations.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, imagine being on a team with no other Norwegian speaker and just hearing that all the time. You know, okay, you're not desk slamming, but what are you doing? Casting spells on me?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, brother.
But I would be trying to cast spells too if I was Complexity.
Yeah, I get it. Whatever it takes, man. Voodoo magic, maybe? But,
right.
What kind of spell, what kind of magic to pull this rabbit out of the hat? Because 2v5 is what's demanded of them. And honestly, I think it's just a better sign for Navi to take down Complexity in such a fashion. Grueling defeats versus Team Liquid today, or this week rather, have kind of tarnished their reputation slightly. But they have had fun in this head-to-head. And making sure that it's a Team Liquid thing, not an NA thing. Making sure Complexity gets sent to the showdown in their place. It would have not felt right had the world's ranked #1 team stepped into groups this week and get relegated to the showdown. It is the fall finals that beckons them. It's the B site that Cole are gonna have to try to get something going. And all the spells, all the magic in the world here for Halzerk won't change that fate. 5 alive for Navi, and a great turnaround in form.